Hello, my name is Charles Hessifer, and today I'll talk to you about deploying and using the ThreatAnalyzer Python SDK. Getting started. First, you'll need to retrieve the ThreatAnalyzer API version 1 Python SDK from your sales rep. Confirm your TA user account has API access set to enable. Capture your ThreatAnalyzer user account's API token. And have Python 2.7 or greater installed on the workstation that will be submitting the samples. Have the requests and watchdog Python packages installed. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we'll want to do is check our Python version, make sure it meets our requirements. In this case it does, 2.7.6. And then we'll want to install both modules. And we'll do that by typing sudo pip install requests for the first module. And then we'll substitute requests with the watchdog module. And once both of these modules are installed, we have the requirements met. So we'll want to identify the location of our SDK. In this example, I have it in threat-track-tas-sdk.tgc, as you see here. We'll want to go ahead and extract that file to the location of our choosing. In this particular example, I'll just go ahead and extract into /opt. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take a look at OPT and make sure that the directory is there. So now that we have our modules installed, we have extracted our SDK, we can go ahead and log in to the ThreatAnalyzer server using the username and password that we're going to be submitting our samples with the API. We'll go into the configuration area under users. And you'll see here that I am taking a look at my user account and I'm checking to make sure that API access is enabled. And I'll go ahead and copy my API token. From here I can go ahead and log out of ThreatAnalyzer. Go back over into my terminal session. And I'll want to go ahead and change directory into the appropriate location. And as you can see here, that's going to be in our op threat-track-tas-sdk /server/samples/q directory. Inside of there, you'll see the q.py file. This is the file that we'll want to execute. So we can do that by typing Python q.py -s for server, and then the IP address in quotes, and then -t for our token, and then our token in quotes, and then -p for port, and in this case port 80. We can go ahead and hit enter. You'll notice that once we hit enter, you'll see a process that started up, and now it's watching our directory, in this particular case the data input directory, for any files. We'll go ahead and copy over a PDF into that data input directory. And you'll notice as soon as I copy that our Python SDK will pick up that file and submit it for analysis. And once it submits it for analysis, it moves it from the data input directory and over to the data temp directory under the MD5 of that particular sample. And once the processing is done, you can see here it'll go into the data output under the MD5 of that sample. Inside of that directory, you would find the actual submitted file itself, any subdirectories that may contain the JSON output, XML output, and any other PCAP files, any other supported files that were collected during that analysis. As you can see here, this is the MD5 or the parent directory for that sample and our data outputs directory. And inside of that, you'll notice that we have the PDF itself in addition to some subdirectories. All right, so one last thing I want to show you is how to submit URLs for analysis. So once again, you'll have the q.py process running. And in this case, instead of actually dropping files into the data input directory, you're going to populate a file with a .url extension, and you're going to enter in each URL as a single entry on one line. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we'll go ahead and change directory into the data input directory. And in this particular case, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and echo www.microsoft.com into our file named urls_to_analyze.url. And we'll go ahead and hit enter. And as you can see, our URL now has been submitted for analysis. And as with the files that we submitted, once the analysis process is completed, then that would be moved over into the data output directory in the same directory structure as we displayed with the files themselves. This concludes our talk on deploying and using the ThreatAnalyzer Python SDK.